That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
For the energy, I ain't worried, give a fuck about the enemy. Beat his ass, got him thinking it was 10 of me. That's why tonight I'm on the weed, not the Hennessy. Niggas lying, but I tell you how it really be. Dropping game, I could sprinkle for infinity. I'm the player of the year if I do say, cause I treat a Saturday like a Tuesday. Came through with the sauce for the soul food. Eat good, smoke great, that's a whole move. Whole time, half time for the smoke break. In the mission, from the mission for the long cake. Laced up, rope chain, got my tongue tied. Top down, titties out, let them sun dry. I'm that nigga and I said it before I had proof. Can't believe it till they see it, that's a sad truth. Hey, I be out of town, out of time, out of blood rush. You be out of line, out of bounds, out of comeback. I be out of town, out of time, what it does at. You be telling lies in your rhymes, where your fun's at.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with your host, Cedric Sanders, giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. The broadcast starts now.
I think we need to bring back that song.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think we need to bring back that song because that's how we're going to kick off. That's what I said in the new year. Oh, that's what I'm saying. What's good, everybody? It's that Friday night special, which y'all already know what it is That's What I Said. The podcast, live, wherever you stream your podcast. If you catch me on Facebook, Peace and Love was good. You can download the app. It's Spreaker.com, Spreaker. You go in there and search for That's What I Said, and it'll list my podcast. If you're catching this on the repeat, you can always listen to it on all platforms that play podcasts, even iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, Spotify. Everything's Gucci. So it's Friday. Y'all done caught me. What's good? Appreciate that. Thank you. My brother Anthony Gilmore. That's my Navy brethren right there. Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday like I am. It's been 2 full weeks, and I got the repeat t-shirt on because the last time I did this podcast, I had the same Batman t-shirt on. I really don't care. My clothes is washed. Trust me. I don't have to worry about that. It's clean. Hell, my clothes is washed. I ain't got to worry about that, huh?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying. So what's good, everybody?
What's good?
So,
Happy New Year.
And I had to... Don't you hate when people say Happy New Year's instead of Happy New Year? It's Happy New Year's with the extra S's?
All the S's. Because they enunciate them S's.
I'm like, why is you saying Happy New Year's when it's actually Happy New Year?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I mean, I don't know. I don't think maybe I haven't had those, or maybe people just haven't had those situations like I have. But anyway, hope everybody's enjoying their new year so far. I did the topic the way I did it because I think it's fitting that, you know, I think I've been talking about this at least for 2 years. People have been talking about this new year, new me thing. And I was like, I'm not going to try to talk about that. But then I thought about my topic and I was like, dang, this is right in the same conversation.
Yep, sure is.
So, of course, the topic tonight, well, it's already begun. We just gonna sit here and watch. That's all we're gonna do is sit here and watch, because I think at this point it's gotten into an infectious behavior of people just not doing what they need to do. And it's not necessarily just about a need to do it, but how are you supposed to perfect who you are if you're not bettering yourself on a daily basis? And I mean that in such a like convincing, just like confident way. It's like, if you go into this new year with this mindset of change, what are you changing?
Right.
Like, literally, what are you changing? Are you changing something that's supposed to benefit you, or are you just changing because you're trying to fit in? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. I just think it's weird. I just think it's really weird. And I'm going to leave it at that. So bang, bang, choo choo train. It's the new year. We need to just go ahead and go in with the intros. Y'all already know. I ain't going to be trying to go through these intros. Y'all already know who he is. It's your boy Cedric, the host. I don't do it by myself. I got my wife sitting right in front of me with the earphones and the mic in front of her. You better speak up to the people and stop worrying about who gonna do the intro. We just introduce yourself. Everybody know you here. They just don't see you.
I'm always here.
You gotta stop speaking like you in the producer's chair now.
As the co-host, I'm Connie. Welcome again to this phenomenal fuckery of Friday full moon.
It is.
Shit.
It's full moon.
Ooh, boy.
It is a full moon, man. It's crazy. Yeah. It's been.
And it's been a fuckery day for me. I'm just saying.
This is the 6th day of January 2023. And if I can't say this, I don't know if it would be not. I mean, it would have to be part of the podcast if I didn't say this. I mean, it just, at some point, it has to be said. When are we going to stop watching what everybody else is doing and provide some help to this dude that is failing at historic highs? He's failing. What's my boy's name?
Kevin McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy, sit your ass down, bruh.
Yeah, because your ass keep getting voted out.
Okay, so
when are you going to concede?
Hey, thanks, Stacks. I appreciate that, bro. I really do, man. Hey, that Gran Carmino. Bruh. So, before we talk about Kevin McCarthy, I have to talk about New Year's. New Year's.
Off the chain.
Okay, so before, remind me, just put me back on path. We was talking about Kevin McCarthy. Just make sure we come back to that. But so I didn't do a podcast for 2 weeks because of the holidays. One, my birthday was on Sunday, on Christmas Day. So, we spent it with family and we did what we did. It was a great time. Then that following Saturday, which is New Year's Eve, my Navy brother, I should say my Navy brethren, my boy Stacks was like, hey, the host that he is, and for my podcast audience, that's his name, Stacks. Okay, so if I come out with some type of animated cartoon and there's a dude named Stacks, you already know who that character is. Okay, so my boy Stacks has a New Year's Eve get together with the rest of the crew, and again, I'll put this disclaimer out there: if I ever do a cartoon or a comedy show, the crew is in the cartoon show, just so y'all know. I'm giving y'all the background stories of the crew and Stacks, okay? Stacks is part of the crew. So, we have a great time and everything, and Stacks is fitting to the name. Okay. You know, Stacks goes, you know, and enjoys time with his family and, you know, do these things so that, you know, his bloodline can actually see other parts of the world and experience other parts other than the state that they live in. And I think that's a great, you know, it's a great thing that a father does to his kids, just to show that it's not just home. There's other things we can see. I want y'all to see this. You know, I want y'all to be able to experience it. Because a lot of times, you know, the avenues that we take in life, we just don't get to experience them unless, you know, we get into a point where we're going to change the dynamic of where we came from, or you experience it in a different avenue, like in the military or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But something jumpstarts you to say, hey, I got to not only do this for me, because it did wonders for me, I got to do this for my kids.
He's living the legacy.
So, yeah, living the legacy.
Leaving.
Yeah, exactly. Living the legacy and not leaving it. So, anyway, long story short, this Stacks is a great host. Okay.
Phenomenal.
Came back, said, hey, I missed your birthday. Pick one. And it was 2 bottles. One was a good bourbon that I did. Well, no, I think it was a scotch that I didn't just like, oh, dang it.
Right. It was a white scotch.
Man, I was like, oh, God, that would be good. But then he held the bottle of the Gran Carmino. Short story, I've been talking about Gran Carmino for a while, and I always wanted to taste it because I admire and enjoy Kevin Hart's comedy, and not only just that, but his business mindset. So when he created the Gran Carmino, I was like, wow. And then people may ask me, they was like, oh, you know, The Rock has, you know, tequila. I'm like, yeah, I know The Rock has tequila. The Rock is a big ass dude. I'm sure that tequila is not, you know, smooth at all. I'm sure he cooked what The Rock is cooking up in that damn tequila, and that tequila is going to kick your ass. But I guarantee you it's a great tequila. I'm not shading it. But my brother had hosted this awesome Happy New Year, you know. It was more of not just Happy New Year, but it was more of just getting together and appreciating our company and sharing laughs and, you know, just appreciating our, you know, energy with each other. And he gave me the bottle of Gran Carmino, and it's been sitting on my shelf since
we got home.
And I'm having the first sip of it, and it's like that memory and that fulfillment, joy, and laughter is coming back, you know, and how much great time you spent with people, you know, and it's like certain things can bring that memory to you. But see, for some people can have that joy in their life and they still won't fix the bullshit that's going on. It's like I can immediately go back to great times, not because it's alcohol or anything else like that. It's because it was a great time with something that I enjoy doing, and I don't do it a whole lot. Some people do a whole lot of stuff that they don't have no business doing. And when they doing that, they end up meeting somebody or experiencing something that they want to forget.
But most of the time, it is that experience you want to forget.
You want to forget. I was trying to keep a straight face.
Sorry.
But it's the truth.
It is. It's the honest.
I mean, I remember in the clubbing days, shit, you go to the club because that's something you love to do. And you know, no doubt, bro. And you know that it's a great opportunity for you to, you know, just enjoy yourself and have fun. But damn.
Yeah.
It's like you can meet a person that you thought was great at the club or at this, you know, concert or whatever, you know, and they vibing with you and they dancing with you. Ah, yeah, shawty, you do your thing, girl. Yeah, and you just out there humping, you know, doing your thing, you know, or girls out there just twerking and doing all this shit. And then all of a sudden, you know, this person is not the person they say they are. Now the thing that you like and remember, you trying to forget the whole thing because now this person jacked it all up.
I'm sorry, I'm over here laughing because Because I remember seeing this commercial. No lie, seeing this commercial, and the dude wakes up and he looks over and he's like, and he's rushing, trying to get his pants and stuff on to get the hell out of there. Mm-hmm. And the girl wakes up and like, where you going, baby? I gotta go to work. And dude's like trying to dash out of there and he can't get out of there fast enough.
I'm done.
Like, damn, what the hell did I do last night?
Yeah, too much alcohol. Now you're going to wish you never went to that spot, because now every time you go to that spot, what's going to happen? You're going to remember.
Yep.
The drunk hillbilly you went to bed with that had no top teeth, had a bonnet covering her head, and you thought it was a hat.
You ain't shit for that.
What?
I'm just saying.
I mean, when someone built, you go to bed built, I mean, look at this. Stop.
Stacks, come get your brother.
Hey, I'm already starting.
Come get your brother.
All I'm saying is, all I'm saying is this. If the girl is built like athlete's feet,
Damn.
ain't that much alcohol in the world gonna get you to talk to her. I wish I never met her at all. Like, what'd I do? Oh, Lord.
Oh, damn.
I done went to bed with a polar bear. No, you went with a wildebeest, boy, because she tore your ass up. And she just, thank you, daddy. Where you going? Boy, I bet if you took a good deep breath, that room just
smelled like corn chips.
No, it wasn't fucking corn chips. Shit.
Zoo Wind and moose knuckles.
Yeah, it'd be like Zoo Wind and bum kneecaps. It's like, you have crossed the line, ma'am. You done brought me into the trash dump. How do they dump trash here and you brought me into the same exact establishment? And why is your teeth missing?
And you can now go lick the bottom of the trash can at the bottom of the gorilla and hippo pen at the zoo.
I'm weak. You need to quit. You need to quit. So what else is going on since we already have kind of curbed the appetite? And
go back to Kevin McCarthy.
Well, he's part of this. The whole,
okay.
You know, the segment that we want to.
We just skimming through.
Yes, we just gonna skim through. Okay, this segment is being brought to you by nobody because we are not sponsored yet. However, I did create the business, so we are officially an LLC. And yeah, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Going back to what we was talking about, facts. So, yes, you people that are paying attention or listening to me or looking at me on Facebook, I appreciate all the support in the comments. I did a post today because I opened the mail and received great news that I am officially a business. That's what I said. LLC is official. So there will be merchandise coming. Woohoo! Officially. So be on the lookout for a website as well as some merchandise, t-shirts, maybe some pins, coffee mugs. Wife was talking about some tumblers. You know, people like to drink their water. We might have a tumbler on there. And a lot of things that involve just like professionalism in business and things of that nature. So we're going to be shooting stuff out like that. And then we're going to have some comedy stuff on there as well. Some of my sayings, I will have a t-shirt that will have some of my sayings and whatnot on it. But there will be other things that we're going to add that I've been holding on the back burner and we're going to announce in a couple of months. So make sure y'all stay tuned to the podcast and support the podcast whenever y'all can. And most definitely, my brother, most definitely. And it's definitely something that I'm wanting to do and to try to get a better, not just financial education and my opinions about stuff, what I think works, what I don't think works, risk and accountability. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to be discussing and a lot of things that I'm going to be coming to the forefront to bring to everybody and to build this podcast to where it's not just a funny podcast, but it's also an informative podcast that's trying to help people structure their financial situations together so generational wealth can happen within their household, regardless if they've already created or they're creating it and they're successful at creating it. Putting the information out, and not only just putting the information out, but being a help to somebody and saying, hey, I know about that, and maybe I can collab with you and we can have a discussion about it to inform the community, then I'm all for it. But I'm all about, this is my experience and I want to educate people. And that's something that I've been wanting to do for years. And now that I have the platform to do it, I'm going to do it. And I'm also going to do it in a funny way because I don't think people learn from people that are always serious. You got to be able to be down to earth to people. And I'm probably very down to earth. And I want people to be comfortable when you're trying to help them be successful.
Right.
I don't want people to be failure. I don't want people to feel like they have to rob Peter to pay Paul. I don't want people to feel like they have to just sit stagnant, be in an okay status of being broke. I'm normal to this. I'm okay to this. It wouldn't make no sense for me to get out of this because I don't know what to do with it. Well, how about if somebody was to sit down and be able to give you a structured plan that fits how your personality is so that you can be successful?
You might want to repeat that one.
I mean, some people don't understand. If you understand someone's personality, you should be able to communicate with them in the ways that they're going to be receptive to not only just you, but what you're putting out.
Yep. And to gain the complete understanding versus partial.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You have to be able to acknowledge people and how they comprehend things, because not everybody comprehends the same.
Well, I'm gonna go back to what my brother Sensei always says. You got to accept people for who they are, right?
And meet them where they're at.
Meet them where they at. Exactly. Meet people where they at. If you're not meeting people where they're at, you're not absolutely understanding people. Understanding people comes with, I think, a lot of experience and being hurt or being lied to or just having a bad feeling about people, because everybody is different. Everybody is different.
Absolutely. And
you're going to learn, I think, not just in your lifetime, but just with experience. Some people are full of shit on purpose.
Uh-oh.
Some people are just full of shit on purpose, and that's just their personality. That is just them. They're never going to be better than what they are right now. You can't make them be better.
Nope. It's a choice they have to make.
It's a choice that they have to make. Just like people choose to cheat. People choose to be ignorant as hell.
Yeah.
And I put that on I think, and you're absolutely right. My brother Stack said that the reason why folks don't understand because they oversit. I told a good friend of mine, I'm not going to share who it is because he may or may not be watching, so I'm not going to say his name, but I'm going to say what I said was not even just me bullshitting. It was like the truth. I said it about relationships, but it's actually something that is advantageous that we actually pay attention to because it happens in our day-to-day lives, regardless if we're in a relationship with someone or not. So I said, you can't love someone and do overtime and expect time and a half. We sometimes love how our situations are because we are programmed to fully commit to these situations that we are putting ourselves in, regardless of decisions we may have made, good or bad or indifferent. We should be able to correct those decisions to have a great life. Expect the detours and find another alternative. But we are so committed to put in the overtime and expect the time and a half. When we get in relationships, it's not the same way. We get in relationships and we put that overtime in the relationship and expect time and a half. And guess what? You get the time, but you're only getting half of them. You getting the time because you're already pushing that time because of what you have maybe said or what you have done, what you feel comfortable doing. Yet you can be comfortable doing something, but that doesn't mean that person is comfortable in the same fashion. They may be showing you, but really are they showing all of them to you? Meaning you can say you love somebody and you're spending time with them as much as they can spend time with you, but you ain't never been in their domain. You ain't never been in their atmosphere. Meaning if you have an apartment, you want to be in their atmosphere too. So you would hope that you can get invited. But if you're with someone for a certain period of time, it's almost kind of an expectation. Well, damn, we always at my house fucking. What's going on? Something ain't right. I'm always at your house. We always Netflix and chilling.
Or going out to eat.
Or whatever. And then we always coffee at my place. People are like, that's old shit. Now nobody drink coffee no more. I was like, y'all don't even understand the meaning of, would you like to have some coffee? It's 11 o'clock at night. 12 o'clock. 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Would you like some coffee? I ain't drinking no damn coffee at 2 o'clock in the morning. I drink coffee at 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. That means I'm getting some ass. Would you like some coffee is code word for we are sleeping in the same bed tonight. I'm sorry. If somebody can correct me, please do. But that whole saying, would you like to come in and have some coffee?
Nightcap.
Oh, I was just going to be a nightcap, all right. It's going to be a night clap because I'm clapping that ass. And at 8 o'clock, I better hear some Folgers. Blop, blop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. I better hear some bloop, 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 bloop.
Pulling the Alka-Seltzer.
Do you like cream and sugar? I'll take that shit black first thing in the morning. Give me my shit. Man.
Stacks. Bang, bang, chicken wang.
Bang, bang, chicken wang, bro. I'm saying. I'm just saying.
I'm dead.
Bitch, what? I am refusing.
Where'd that come from?
I'm just saying, I am refusing to admit. No, I'm not. I'm just going to say this, that back in the day when someone says, would you like a cup of coffee? And then all of a sudden they went to a transitional scene. Was his ass walking down the stairs in that next scene? When they went back to that house, was he walking back and then was the sun out?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Some movies have both of them passed out on the couch. Yeah, I know. Like facts. But some movies had it where they was like, they done fell asleep on the couch. And they then woke up.
And they was in the bed?
No, they woke up and they still on the couch. And all of a sudden they making out and they transition to the bed. Or one wakes up and goes to the bathroom and wakes the other one up. Oh, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And it's like, oh, I had a great time. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden they making out and they in the bedroom anyway. Coffee is a morning beverage. Some people drink it in the evening. Don't get me wrong. But they're not the ones walking up the stairs about to put the key in the keyhole and asking somebody if they want a cup of coffee. If you just met this person and y'all done had a couple drinks and y'all done had a couple dances and all of a sudden you like, hey, I'll drive you back home, whoop, whoop. And she about to pull the keys out of her purse and puts it in the keyhole about halfway and then looks up at you and says, hey, would you like to come in and have a cup of coffee? Who in the blue hell is drinking coffee at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? Only time I drink coffee at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, like dead ass, is if I'm driving. If I'm driving somewhere, that's the only time I'm drinking coffee at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. What the hell am I drinking coffee at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for? At my own house.
I got nothing.
I ain't cooking shit. I ain't watching shit. I mean, I'm creating these dreams, but I ain't watching nothing. And hell no. I'm 49 years old. Motherfucker talking about, I'm shy. I know I'll be drinking coffee at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning if I'm smashing. No, you ain't. A cup of coffee to me equals Pat. Pat from Saturday Night Live. I mean,
no.
Oh, path. Equals path. It was path. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. I can't describe it any better than that. Coffee is the entryway without even saying I would like to have relations. I need to get that from Family Guy with Stewie.
Yeah.
I bet I can pull it up and play it real quick. Because that shit's funny. And I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Because I know I would, if I had I know if I had just a cup of coffee at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, that is the last thing I'm thinking about. Like dead ass. I'm just saying. There's just no way. So this is me. If I say, would you like to come in and have a cup of coffee? This is what I'm saying. Like exactly, word for word. Relations. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
I need to find the one that has music on it because that shit was funny as hell. Like, I'm being dead ass serious. That with the music that they had behind it, that shit was funny as hell.
So, can we
I just saw with
Yes. I had already figured out the acronym and I was keeping it to myself. Sorry. Oh shit.
Inchy Chichi way. No, this is the one. I have to have the music behind it. Be a superhero. I would have to be a superhero. I'm just saying.
Stacks, I'm reaching the lifeline, bro. Come get your brother.
No, I'm just saying. If any time that ever came out of my mouth,
oh Jesus,
would you like to come up and have some coffee? Maybe Netflix and chill? I'm just saying that's the only thing that's coming out. That's really what I'm trying to say, but I'm not trying to be that forward.
Okay. Can we get back to we just skimming through this?
We can. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. We're just skimming through this. What? I'm just throwing out an invitation. I mean, at this point, I'm not even just trying to play this just to be playing this.
Who you trying to have an invitation to?
I'm talking to you. Who else am I on the podcast with? Who am I on the podcast with? Oh my God, this woman. So
throw this pen at you.
So, just skimming through this. This dude McCarthy has broken the record of non-successfully being nominated as Speaker of the House for a 13th time. Correct?
Oh,
yeah, it was 13. He did gain some traction, and some Republicans said, "Yeah, blah blah blah," but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So I'm just to the point now where it's just like, dude, just stop. Just end the bloodshed and just stop.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why you're trying to do this, but typically, and it's something that I don't think people realize, you don't have to be a part of Congress or part of the, part of Congress, really. Mm-hmm. The part of the Senate or House of Representatives. You don't have to be part of none of that to be Speaker of the House.
That's crazy.
You could be elected. It could be me.
Right. Somebody can write your name in.
Somebody can write my name in and they be like, who is that? And they do research and find out that, oh, he would represent the country well and he would get these bills pushed and signed and he's organizational and he's for the people. And I would get up there and just be completely ignorant. Why the fuck y'all got this bill out here and it ain't benefiting us? It's only benefiting 1/3 of the country. I'm not saying nothing about this. I'm going to lunch.
Meeting adjourned.
People don't realize this can hurt like our.
This is going to affect a lot of things if they don't get a speaker nominated.
It's going to affect our national security too. So not to get political, but
right. It really is.
It can. So anywho, skimming through this shit.
So today there was a shooting in Newport News at an elementary school. A 6-year-old.
Hold on, wait. Did you say elementary?
I said elementary.
Okay,
Elementary school.
No, elementary? Elementary.
Elementary school.
You said elementary.
Elementary school.
Really, nigga?
You said elementary. Man.
Whatever. Elementary school.
I'm not getting in that discussion.
Leave me alone.
You from New York. I'm leaving it alone. She said elementary, and I'm used to
elementary.
Elementary,
my dear Watson.
He's better be an usher at a funeral. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. This dude has created a very bad enigma, and I think it's gotten to the point where it's just comedy at this point. It's not even stupid. This is comedy. It's like, dude, stop. You're starting to realize how much people are starting to not like who you were trying to support. I mean, he was a big supporter of Trump, and now it's blowing up in his face. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. So skimming through this shit.
Yeah. So back to my little portion that I had brought up.
The 6-year-old in Newport News.
The 6-year-old in Newport News shot his teacher in an altercation, and the teacher sustained life-threatening injuries.
So
why is a 6-year-old have a gun?
My thing is this. I'm not laughing at this situation. I just saw a comment and I had to laugh, so forgive me. But to what you said, it's not even to me. It's not even about the dramatics of it. To me, is the aha moment that it shouldn't have happened. Why does a 6-year-old even have access to a gun? Gets into an altercation with a teacher and then shoots the teacher to where the teacher has life-threatening injuries.
Right.
And they arrested the 6-year-old, just so y'all know. Yes. They arrested a 6-year-old in first grade.
Arrested.
Like handcuffs in the back of the damn police car.
In custody.
In custody.
Yes. It's very sad.
So we already know what's going to happen. The parents are going to show up, trying to find out where this gun come from. And just statistically, how shit goes, people are going to automatically assume it's the father. Not saying that it is, but people are going to assume that.
Yep.
People are going to say that it was something in the house. He had one in the house, whatever. They're going to background his ass and then throw his name in the mud. Mm-hmm. But we can't throw anybody in the mud that's really kind of just putting us in bad financial situations to where this type of shit should be happening. It shouldn't be happening.
No, not at all.
Like, I'm not saying that you ain't supposed to protect yourself or have access to weapons to be able to protect yourself, regardless of what your fashion of independent financial growth is. But how is a 6-year-old even in the position to get a gun, get it into the school, and then get to the point where he's that pissed off to where he pulls it out and then shoots the teacher?
Right.
How big is this 6-year-old?
I have no idea.
What kind of gun was it?
They said handgun. That's all they mentioned in the article.
Handgun could be a 32, a 22. It could be a damn 45.
Right. It could be a 9. It could be...
That's what a 45 is. I will throw all these sticky pads at you right now.
Go ahead.
I'm just to the point where this stuff is just...
It's
sad, but at the same time, it should be even more alarming that it's even something that happened.
Right.
It's like, what the hell are we doing? Exactly. He got some strong fingers to even have the pound of pressure to pull that trigger. Like, he had been that pissed off.
Right.
I don't think, I'm not saying that it requires a lot of pound of pressure to squeeze a Sigma or a 9 or a Glock or anything else like that, but it really does take
pressure.
And
a lot of it.
Like, did he have 2 fingers on the damn trigger? I'm only speculating. But
I don't know.
Let's skim through this shit and not get more into detail because I can have a conversation about this shit all night.
So another shooting occurred in Miami, this time involving French Montana and his crew. They were in Miami celebrating the release of their new CB6 mixtape at a local restaurant in Miami when gunshot rang out and 10 people ended up getting injured from this shooting. Yeah.
That's crazy.
All that happened last night.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, and then we have the 6-year-old today.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
come
on. Crazy.
Like, what is going on now? And the other thing...
Let's skim through this shit.
The other thing that I want to skim through is, Rolling Stone top 200 artists of all time.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
On.
Ricky Smiley was talking about that.
He was.
They didn't get into a long conversation about it, and I'm not going to get into one either, but that is kind of shocking. And for those that didn't hear about this, Rolling Stone put out a top 200 of the best singers of all time now.
Yeah.
Now, the top 10 were
Aretha, number 1, number 2, Whitney, number 3, Sam Cooke, number 4, Billie Holiday, number 5, Mariah Carey, Number 6, Ray Charles. Number 7, Stevie Wonder. Number 8, Beyonce. Number 9, Otis Redding. And number 10 was Al Green. That's the top 10.
This is coming from Rolling Stone, y'all. So I'm not biased. I'm really not. But there's a slew of people I can think of that could probably be in that top 10.
Right.
I'm kind of like wondering in retrospect kind of where Prince is, but
16.
Damn. Patti LaBelle, exactly. Where was Patti LaBelle?
Oh. I need to pull up where she's at. On the
Is she even on the list? The
Right.
top 200.
I don't know.
Celine Dion. I hate to, kind of make a situation weird, but where's Celine Dion? Matter of fact,
Not on the list.
whoa. She ain't even on the list?
No.
Oh, hell no. They're going to be protesting. So
They already are.
They are? What?
They are already protesting.
I'm done. What about Michael Jackson?
86.
Oh, yeah, it's an uproar. I'm about to turn this whole damn table over. He at 86?
Yep. Patty's 74.
And Patty is 74? Mm-hmm. No, Okay, what about, I'm just going to throw a name out there, Madonna.
She wasn't even near the top 40.
That's messed up. So, Anita Baker ain't even on there. What about Luther Vandross?
Luther was number 31.
31? Mm-hmm. Jennifer Hudson?
I didn't see her name. Rihanna, 68.
No, bro. See that list is bull crap. That list is trash. That whole list is trash. They need to throw that whole list in the trash. No.
So aside from Michael being number 86, Prince being 16, they put Marvin Gaye down at 25 or 20. Mary J at 25. Dolly Parton at 27 and Shaka Khan at 29.
Hold on. They didn't even have Teddy P on there? Teddy Pendergrass?
42.
42?
Yeah.
Teddy Pendergrass, 42?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they tripping. Yeah, Bobby Womack.
Barry White.
Yeah,
56.
Hey, they put Barry White, low singing ass, on 56?
After Tina Turner at 55.
After Tina? Man, come on. After Tina?
Yep.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. See, I'm not going to even, man, let's skim through this shit. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because it's pissed me off.
Yep.
Staxton put up some great names. I mean, I'm willing to just throw out there that, yeah. Hey, real talk. Hey, I wasn't going to say, hey, he read my mind because I was about to say it like real talk. I was like, I hate to vent it out there, but is R. Kelly on the list?
I'll get back to you in a moment.
I mean, what about Casey and JoJo? I mean, is Joe on the list? Brian McKnight?
Anita Baker is 92.
Anita Baker's 92? Man, you can throw that whole list away. Like, right immediately. Immediately. Like, Johnny Gill on the list? He should be at least in the top 100. Maybe 150.
I'm gonna get back to you on that.
I'm bewildered and kind of just like thrown a curve, but that was a curveball. They top 200 singers of all time.
They wilding out, yo.
I mean, and they said that they considered like record sales, awards, things of that. Yeah, Eddie Levert, Gerald Levert. They tripping. They tripping. These are people that have Rick James, bitch. I mean, it's just Tina Marie. Rick James, bitch. I don't think that this list has, Fantasia's not on there.
I haven't seen her name yet.
Yeah, so I disagree with this list. They can throw that whole list in the trash. No. So, let's move on.
Yes.
The topic tonight, y'all, because I ain't trying to keep y'all long, because y'all know I try to keep it within an hour and 15. Well, it has already begun. We're just going to sit here and watch. We almost always want to fit into the, where's Stevie Wonder at? Stevie Wonder was like 19, right? Babe.
Stevie Wonder was, I believe, 17.
17, yeah, it was 17. I really don't agree with that either, but anyway, we get into this mental mindset that the new year is a change of how you did things the year prior and how you're going to do things better this year. My whole thing is why did you let a whole 11 months go by without changing shit, and then you wait until the beginning of those 11 months to not do shit, to change the shit that you didn't do, that you're not going to do anyway? You're not going to change. If you would have changed, you would have changed in August. You would have changed in like February or May or maybe September. But you really going to change in January for what? What is that supposed to do? Give you a reminder? Oh, I remember when I changed. It was the second week of January. It was almost Martin Luther King. And then what you end up doing? Somebody done pissed you off and you didn't went right back to the same bullshit again. Because that's comfortable. People being comfortable in different situations is never going to change. Even if you have the solution that's going to provide a non-stressed mentality or non-stressful atmosphere in their life, they still not going to change. It's like they're addicted to their own bullshit.
And how long does it usually take to change a habit?
It takes you about 21 days. That's what I've been hearing. It's 21 days to break a habit. But guess what? It takes you just as fast to create that habit. So the more habits you create, it's taking you longer of a process to even get rid of them. So why are you complaining about situations that you putting yourself in that you didn't create a habit to protect them? People create habits to protect the pain that they go through because they don't want to actually deal with that type of pain again. But they don't want to heal from it either. So you're just going to hide it. Like hide and go get it. Because that's what everybody's playing in life. You hiding your pain and they playing hide and go get it because they got to figure out what the fuck's wrong with you. And then when they actually get it, they don't want to have it no more. Because you ain't dealt with your problem. You ain't dealt with your pain. Guess what? This is the same things people do in their financial situations. People that are bad with money are bad with money because they want to either live a certain lifestyle or they want to get out of a situation or a lifestyle that they put themselves in, and they don't want to deal with that shit. So they do something to mask that bad habit or the inability to save or whatever like that, and have an image of trying to be something that they're not. And trying to be something that you're not, you're fulfilling nobody's dreams, because you can't fulfill yours because you have to rely on how you got whatever it was that you got to be this fake ass person that you are. You want to wear, $2,000-$3,000 outfits, but your rent $400. There's a reason why your rent $400. You ain't got no reason to be in no $2,000 outfit.
Well,
you need to have a fucking $2,000 a month job. And that's still not even a good job. You need a $2,000 every 2 week job. While you bullshitting, if you need to manifest it, you can manifest a job that's paying you $2,000 a week.
There you go.
Paying you $8,000 a month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If something that's paying you $8,000 a month and you get $96,000 a year, I'm sure that's going to get you out of a, worse situation or a bad situation, or you don't have to necessarily work paycheck to paycheck. You're able to live within your means, have some money in the bank, and provide comfortably to the family or whatever it is, or to yourself that you need to. But we can't do that if we're stressing ourselves out with trying to create doors to prevent us from healing from whatever it is we need to heal from. You can't become financially independent or financially aware or financially responsible if you're hiding your bad spending habits by creating other bad spending habits to mask the bad spending habit addiction you have.
Because you're trying to keep up with the Joneses.
It's a habit. It's a habit.
Yeah, it's...
Yep. To accept their bullshit and rationale to justify it or condone it. Exactly. That's exactly what a habit is. People make more excuses about why they do shit that's a habit than trying to stop that habit and creating good habits that's going to benefit them in the long run. To me, saving money is a habit.
It should be. And you should be saving for multiple events that can or potentially occur.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it alone. I think having bad relationships is a habit for some people. And I won't even say some. I like to stretch it and say a lot of people. And the reason why I say it's a bad habit is because we innately want to have great relationships, but we don't necessarily look at ourselves to see if we have bad habits that are creating bad relationships.
Ooh. We don't look at ourselves.
You don't look at yourselves to see if you are having bad habits that are creating bad relationships. You may be a great person in a relationship, but the habits that you created may be bad habits that you bring into the relationship that this person now has to accept, but you won't talk about them. See, to be transparent about who you are, you have to be transparent to your bad habits, regardless of how you bring them in a relationship. And some people will sit there and say that, being narcissistic is not a bad habit. No, that's one of the biggest bad habits there is. Because you are habit forming bullshit. You are habit forming bullshit. If you're narcissistic, first off, you're never going to admit it.
I was just going to say, don't they never admit that they're narcissistic?
Secondly, you got your hand so far up your ass that if you pulled your colon out, you will never smell like shit. But see, the problem is that we can never experience honesty with a lot of people because people don't want to be honest with themselves. I think some people create bad habits to protect themselves from people judging them. Like some people have bad things that go on in their life, like they're hoarders, right? Hoarding is habit forming. You start saving bullshit because it affects you a certain kind of way. So you create something to protect that. That's a mental illness.
Right.
But we get to this point in society where we don't want to accept mental illness. We just want to just push it away like it doesn't exist. And provide the help to the people that need it. Because some people don't even necessarily need help. They just need support. Because sometimes mental health is something that was introduced to them by a traumatic experience. And when it's introduced to you as a traumatic experience, it hits differently. Because now you have to figure out how you're going to deal with that. The ways that are comfortable enough for you to deal with, because some people it doesn't bother them, whereas others it haunts their everyday walking or everyday living, and they create ways to mask it so that it doesn't affect the person that they have already shown people they are. So it's like if you've been this real person, you can't just all of a sudden be depressed and not want to do shit. People are there will be like, what's wrong with you? And you're going to get tired of people asking you what's wrong with you. And you're going to blow up. Why the fuck is everybody bothering me? Because, dude, you drink too fucking much. It's like we give a fuck. What's going on? That person will eventually break down and tell you what's going on. Because now you see them. They're vulnerable. Other people will attack you because you're digging too deep into something they're not ready to explain yet. But have you even accepted that person for dealing with what they're dealing with? A lot of people haven't. And when they haven't done that, it's going to put this person in a protective state to where they're not going to want to talk to nobody. And that's kind of where we're at with our society of people. People have gotten to this point where they've protected themselves because the people that they have or they consider friends ain't shit. They already see through them because now when you have mental illness, you get to see who your real fucking friends are.
Yeah.
When you introduce mental illness into their life and tell them what you went through and this is who I am, or you just have a mental illness, you find out who your fucking friends are real quick. And it's not actually a great experience. Especially when you have people that you feel are close to you or have a respect for you.
Yeah, you feel comfortable talking to them.
You feel comfortable talking to them. And then it's like distance starts growing. And it's like, yo, I need to talk to this person, you know, whoop, and you try to talk to them and they're not available, whereas they were available months and years ago. Now they're not available, and everybody's like, oh, you know, people go through things and blah, blah, blah. That's true. But if you go through things and you consider me a friend, why ain't you talking to me? What did I do to you to where you can't tell me what you're going through? You probably told everybody else. You're just tired and you don't want to tell me. No. It's the bullshit I'm going through that you don't want to deal with. So why are you going to tell me your bullshit?
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with my bullshit. So you ain't going to have me deal with your bullshit.
A lot of people are very, standoffish.
I get it.
When it comes to, like you were saying, the certain conversations or certain things that they just not ready to open up about. They're harboring all of that inside to where they may have talked about it earlier on in their life with someone else, and that their reaction or their commentary back caused that person to really push it further down and suppress it even more.
Well, sometimes people are not compassionate enough to ask the right questions. Some people get to this point where they think they know everything, and push themselves onto that person, and that person's just gonna be like, okay, dude, I see what the fuck you're doing. Just leave me the fuck alone. And you don't necessarily have to be pushy. And I'm not telling you what to do or how to do it, but speaking from experience, someone that deals with mental illness every day, it's like, you know, genuinely who your friends are and genuinely the people that are not. You genuinely know the people that you can talk to and the people you can't talk to. You also know the people that will support you and the people that won't support you. And it's not just about Facebook likes or, you know, social media interaction. No, that's just real life conversation and dealing with people.
Yeah.
And if you can't just come to terms with the fact that you're going to have some people that are just going to be okay with what you do, and other people that's just not going to tolerate you because that's just not something that they want to deal with. Some people are not selfish enough, or I shouldn't say they're not selfish enough. Some people are not selfish. They're I wouldn't necessarily say scared. They're
not comfortable.
They're not comfortable. Exactly.
They're not comfortable.
And when they're not comfortable, they don't know how to express themselves to you and say that they're not comfortable. Mm-hmm. So it's easier for them not to say nothing at all.
Right.
So I think what we have to understand, especially dealing with mental illness and things of that nature, mainly not even just things of that nature, mental illness as a whole, just from my experience, understand people are not going to always just be there for you. You got to learn how to be there for yourself in what you're experiencing, because you need to understand that it's not your fault. It's not something that, you know, you created. It's something that happened. You just experienced it differently. You are dealing with it differently. And that's okay. That's perfectly okay.
Right.
But don't feel like you have to have someone to talk to. You have to have someone to express how you're feeling or whatever. No, that's what they do journals for. Hell, this is what this podcast is for me.
Yeah, and, you know, with mental illness really coming to the forefront and being, it's being very much advertised now. Because a lot of people for a long time, I guess, in my own words, my own thought is that a lot of people didn't believe mental illness or mental health was an issue.
I don't think it's that. I do think it's that, but I think it's not what you're saying particularly. And what I mean by that is that people knew mental illness existed. They just didn't know who to push it on to deal with. Just like homelessness, just like, you know, when you have homelessness in your town or your city, who they push it on? They always want to push it on the police. But when they started pushing nonprofits or businesses to be created to help the homeless, guess who they now push the homeless on? Them. No, they're providing a service so that people can transition out of being homeless. It is not our responsibility to take care of them. It's like they're becoming a transitional place so that people can get their ID cards. People can get better jobs. People can get the low income grants that they're supposed to get and do what they need to do when they're in low income housing so they can build themselves out of it and get their own place and everything. It's supposed to be a transitional spot. But see, we can't be that transitional spot in people's lives when we're not transitional thinkers. We don't push the idea of saying, look, I know what you're going through. I can't help you because I'm not experienced with it, nor am I even comfortable with it, but I'm your friend. So what I can do is, see, that's the conversation you should be having. Instead of just nothing. What is this person supposed to think? You're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to be this. And I talk to you about my problems. You talk to me about yours. And we, you know, hear each other and not necessarily just bitch about it. But it's like, what are we going to do about it? What can we do about it that's going to make the situation better? What makes sense? And if we don't have the answers, we know somebody that does. And it's not to put our business out there. It's to actually try to solve the problem. We can't even solve the problem. We got 6-year-olds shooting teachers. Solve the problem.
Yeah.
We got a dude that still thinks he's going to get elected Speaker of the House and has failed 13 times. Solve the problem. Being financially educated in how we should do things in our life so that we live better. We have money to take care of the things that we need to take care of, not because we're addicted, because we're responsible. And when you're responsible, you take care of the things you need to take care of. So, as always, with that being said, that's what I said, the podcast. We out here. We done for this evening. You got anything to say to the people before we get up out here?
I do. One thing that I really want to have everybody pay attention to, and, you know, if you're not familiar with anything related to mental health, educate yourself. If you know somebody that has mental health situation or illness, you know, educate yourself about what they're dealing with and what they're going through. Like for me, I had to get a book in regard to PTSD because I really struggled trying to understand what my husband deals with on a daily basis. So I had to get a book and read it and try and understand it and jot down information and know what the majority of the triggers and things are. So my thing for the evening before I close out is educate yourself. Understand what that individual's going through and be there for them. Support them. That's all I got for this fantastic Friday evening. Peace and love to y'all. Thanks for tapping in and tuning in. Catch us live next week, Friday night.
Yeah, next Friday, 8:30 or 8 p.m.-ish. And, yeah, that's right. This Friday, we won't be doing a podcast. That's right. We'll be out of town. So we'll be actually in 2 weeks. Well, actually, yeah, it will be 2 weeks. So it won't be next week. It'll be the week after next. So make sure y'all follow the podcast on Spreaker.com so you can get notifications when I do live. And make sure that if you listen to it on wherever you listen to podcasts, it turns the notifications on, because whenever a new one posts, you'll be notified. So at least you know that it's a new podcast, and you'll know to schedule time to where you can listen to it. Also, be paying attention here pretty soon. I will be having a website. It's already somewhere in the working stages right now. And once it is published, I will make sure to do an announcement, and I'm sure I'm going to be blasting it all over social media. So be looking out for that website. It's going to have a lot of information on there with things that I'm doing, things that I'm building, things that I'm trying to grow into, as far as not just the podcast, but other ventures that I'm doing. And that was kind of the reason why I created a business. So there's going to be a lot of things coming out. So tap into it. Peace and love to y'all. Catch y'all on not next Friday, but the Friday after next. And enjoy y'all weekend. We out.
Absolutely. Peace.
Peace.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.